Passive income, the gold standard of income, or so they say. But the real question is, can you earn a passive income from publishing KDP no content and low content books on Amazon? If you want to find out, then watch the whole video because it's very interesting. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it, and that's your money I'm talking about. And if you like videos like that, then give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and also smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I produce similar videos like this one. So first of all, what is a passive income? Well, they say it's an income that you can earn whilst you're sleeping, but it doesn't have to be sleeping. It could be whilst you're sat on the toilet, playing with your kids in the park, doing your favourite sport or hobby, or not necessarily in that order, but you get the idea. And it's deemed the perfect sort of income because it doesn't require any work to produce, does it? Well, it does, because you need to put the work in up front. So you need to invest time or money or both up front to create an income. Now, I did some research into passive income to look at the different types. And you've got things like royalties from songs, from books, trademarks, patents, investing, so things like dividend investing, annuities, peer-to-peer lending. You can even invest in other people's royalty producing vehicles. There's a website called royaltyexchange.com, which I only found out about by doing research for this video. So you can invest in other people's, say, music royalties, and apparently the return is pretty good. And the other one is also digital products. They say you could get passive income from things like ebooks, merch, digital products, graphics. So I've been telling people to get the special offer from Creative Fabrica. That's a site where people can put it on their electronic, their graphics, and sell them. Stock photographs and videos are another supposed form of passive income. And also software and apps. But as I said, they all require time and or money up front to do the initial work. But sometimes the income from passive sources can be quite considerable. So if we look at I've got a list here, and it always amazes me each year because I look at this list and it's of Christmas songs. And the amount of money artists make in royalties is staggering, considering that, you know, this is just a small period of time in the year that these songs are popular and being played. The amount of money is quite staggering. So you've got the number one, which is Merry Christmas Everyone by Slade, which is £1 million in royalties per year. So that's just over, you know, that's probably, what is that, $1.24 million per year. That's an estimate. And then you've got Fairy Tale New York by the Pogues, 400,000. All I Want for Christmas by You, Mariah Carey, 400,000. And then we've got White Christmas by Bing Crosby, 328,000. And it goes on and on. So these artists wrote these songs years ago and are still making a regular yearly income without having to put in any extra work. I doubt that you have to do any sort of publicity at all for these songs. And another song that amazes me in terms of the royalties, and that's The Police, Every Breath You Take, which was doing quite nicely until I think it was Puff Daddy remixed it, and the income yearly from that song is quite staggering. And I think it must have been probably released the late 70s, early 80s, but still provides a significant income. I think most of that goes to Sting, actually. And then you've got books. And just thinking about J.K. Rowling, again, I was doing some research into this, and it was estimated, I think this was a couple of years ago, that she'd made about $1 billion in royalties already, and her books continue to sell. So she put the work up front, she wrote them, and continues to make sales, and that is a sort of passive income that we often think about. But as I said, there are other forms of passive income. But can you produce it from KDP no content and low content books. Well, I've got a small confession to make, and that is, since the beginning of this year, I've only produced or published about 1 or 2 books. I know, I hold my hands up, I'm guilty. The reason for that is because producing videos for this channel has been one of the hardest things I've done of late. And I know it's only a video once every other day, but it takes up a lot of my time in terms of filming, editing, trying to think up videos to do and do the research. And I'm hoping that will get easier as time goes on. So the time I've spent on my books has been minimal. However, this year, so the first 6 months, January to June, I've made $13,299. And that's without any further work being put in. So I did most of that work in 2019. So I have had a few comments on my videos saying things like, oh, you know, the income from these books is not much. What's the point in putting in the work, you know, to earn a couple of $100 per month? Well, first of all, a couple $100 per month can be life-changing for some people. It can pay, it can pay a car loan, it can pay a portion of your mortgage, it could pay maybe your whole food bill. Maybe it could pay for a lot more depending on where you live in the world. But my normal answer to that is, well, yeah, it might be $200 a year. It may be $200 a month. But that could be $200 a month 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So, that's short-term thinking. It's only $200, but okay, that's $2,400 a year. Times that by 5. So what's that? $12,000 just from that initial work you put in. So as I said, I did most of my books, the bulk of my books. I started in 2018. I produced the bulk of them last year, and yeah, that's produced an income over the last 6 months, which I haven't had to put any further work into. I did some Amazon ads on the books, on a few of my books, but that was a minimal amount of work. But overall, the books that I sold, I produced last year and have produced an income over the last 6 months. And I would expect, fingers crossed, because you never know with any of these online businesses, it could stop the next day. Sometimes you don't know what's happened, and that's why you should diversify your income, but that's a little side note. But I would expect that money or some form of income would continue over the next 6 months and hopefully over the next 6 years or 10 years, providing I don't do anything wrong, I don't do anything silly with the publishing. So the answer to the question is yes, you can produce a passive income from royalties from your books. And yes, it is one of the golden forms of income, because you can not only earn money whilst you're doing other things, but you can also look at other money-making ideas whilst money is coming in from those royalties, from work you've put in the past. And with KDP books, it doesn't really cost that much to produce them. You can produce them for free. You can create your own interiors, you can create your own covers. So really it's just that investment of time up front to create this long-term passive income. And then whilst you're earning that, you can then look at other business ventures to create more types of income, whether it's an active income or whether it is another passive income. So over time your income can gradually grow and snowball. And that's why I love this business model so much, for that very reason. So if you've got the time to invest, I think this is one of the perfect businesses to get into. Now, if you're a songwriter or musician, yeah, again, you can see by the sorts of earnings people can make from royalties from songs. But there are other ways of making a passive income and a decent passive income. And this, in my opinion, is one of the easiest to get into. Doesn't require a lot of upfront investment other than time, and can produce a sizable, consistent income. Now, I did have a thought about these Christmas songs, and rather than go to school for 18 years, why not spend 18 years studying Christmas songs, the lyrics, the music, songwriting. Just create a Christmas song and be sorted for life. Probably easier said than done. But anyway, that's just a little side note. So if you are interested in creating a passive income, then please look at this business. And why not invest the money you make from this into either creating more books or looking at other streams of passive income, investing that money into, say, dividend stocks and creating an income from that. Whether at the moment is the best time to invest in stocks, I'm not 100% sure, because who knows what's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 months. Personally, I think things are going to get very unstable. But there are certain things you can invest in and other things you can create. One of the other things I thought of was, if you're creating an interior for a KDP book, why not then sell that interior on something like Creative Fabrica, which a lot of people are doing, and they are making sales. So that's another form of a kind of passive income from the work you've already put in to create the books. So that's just a little bonus tip there on the side. So that's it. The answer to the question is yes, you can make passive income from KDP, no content, low content books, and in my opinion it's a fantastic way of doing that rather than trying to become famous writing songs, although there's nothing wrong with trying to do that if that's your real thing, and if that is, then go for it. So thank you for watching. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down, and also hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and until next time, goodbye.